What if the reason success hasn't found you is because you haven't become the kind of person it recognizes? Not lazy, not weak, not broken, just misaligned. You try, you push, you grind. But deep down, something still feels off, like you're wearing someone else's skin, chasing dreams that stay one step ahead, always slipping through your fingers, never quite yours. And it's exhausting. You scroll through winds that aren't yours. You hear words that hit hard but fade fast. You tell yourself tomorrow will be different, that next time you'll start strong and stay strong. But somehow, tomorrow never changes you. It just repeats you. You're not alone in this loop. You're not crazy for feeling stuck. You're human. But here's the truth. Most never hear success doesn't respond to effort alone. It responds to alignment, to identity, to who you've decided you are when no one's watching, because the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you reflect. And if you've been reflecting fear, doubt, hesitation, that's exactly what life echoes back, but not forever. Because the moment you stop chasing outcomes and start becoming the person who attracts them, everything shifts. This isn't about height. This isn't about pretending. This is about remembering who you were before the world told you to be smaller, before you forgot your own power, before you traded purpose for comfort and potential for noise. If you stay, you'll find it again. Not from me, from you. Buried beneath all the pretending is a version of you that success won't just notice, it will follow. You don't need more motivation. You need a mirror, a brutal, honest look at the patterns you've been repeating, the excuses you've dressed up as logic, the limits you've accepted as truth. Because you weren't born average, you were trained to be, taught to settle, conditioned to doubt, rewarded for playing small. And somewhere along the way you stopped asking, what if I'm meant for more? But deep down, you still feel it, don't you? That quiet, burning pull that refuses to die. The version of you that doesn't care about opinions or timeline. The one that doesn't wait for permission to become undeniable. That version is real. And it's not waiting forever. Every time you hesitate, every time you choose what's easy over what's right, you feed the part of you that's afraid. And fear is a liar. It whispers in your ear that you're not ready, that you need more time, that you'll never be enough. But fear only wins when you believe it. You want to attract success? Start by becoming someone it can't ignore. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because time is not your friend when you're standing still. Comfort is not your ally when your soul is screaming for more. You don't get to stay the same and still rise. You don't get to wish and wait and win. You rise when you decide, when you choose identity over impulse, discipline over drama, growth over guarantees. The world isn't waiting for another follower. It's waiting for someone who leads themselves, and that someone could be you. If you're done lying to yourself, if you're done surviving days that were meant to be lived, then it's time. You either keep feeding the version of you that's tired, or you become the one who finally wakes up. You already know what's holding you back. You've known for a long time. It's not the world. It's not the economy. It's not your past. It's the story you keep telling yourself about why you're not there yet. Every excuse you've built has become a wall. Every doubt you've fed has turned into a chain. And every time you let fear decide, you reinforce the cage you're stuck in. But cages don't break from the outside. They shatter when you stop pretending they're real. You weren't made for this version of life, half awake, half alive, always reaching but never arriving. That's not living. That's drifting. And drift always leads to regret. The pain of discipline is heavy, but it's nothing compared to the weight of what if. Because while you wait, someone else is building. While you hesitate, someone else is becoming. And every second you spend stuck in your head is the second you lose from your future. You don't need more time. You need more truth. Truth that you're capable of, more than you've allowed yourself to believe. Truth that your circumstances don't define you, your choices do. Truth that nobody is coming to save you, because you were born to save yourself. And that voice inside, that whisper that says, go now, that's not noise. That's the call. The call to level up, to take back control, to stop living in reaction and start living by design. No one's going to hand you the life you want. You have to become the person who builds it. One decision, one standard, one moment of courage at a time. So stop waiting for perfect, stop hiding behind potential, and start becoming undeniable. Not next week, not when you feel ready, right now. This version of you, the one watching, aching, waiting, was never meant to last. It's a draft, a rough outline, a whisper of who you could be if you stopped holding back. You aren't made to blend in. You aren't made to break under pressure. You are made to build through it. The world won't open doors for who you are now. It opens for who you decide to become. You want success? Then raise your frequency, because success doesn't chase noise. It's drawn to signal-clear, sharp focus. No more random habit. No more half promises to yourself. No more showing up as a watered-down version of what you know you are. Raise the standard, internally, not for applause, not for attention, for alignment. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. If your habits scream chaos, your life will reflect it. If your energy leaks into distractions, your results will fade with them. But if your mindset is locked in, if your discipline becomes non-negotiable, if your identity becomes rooted in excellence, then success stops being a fantasy. It becomes gravity. People will feel it when you walk in. They'll notice the shift. They'll sense something different, because you will be different. Not louder, not flashier, just undeniable. And when that happens, when who you are begins to match what you want, you won't have to chase anything. You'll pull it in. That's the game. That's the truth. You don't wait for success. You become someone it can't ignore. And that becoming, it starts the moment you stop making excuses for the version of you that settles. Every time you lower your standards to match your surroundings, you betray the future that's trying to find you. You weren't built for average. That's why it feels like a cage. That's why, no matter how much you try to be grateful, something inside you still burns. Not because you're ungrateful, but because you know you're built for more. That fire, that restlessness, that's not a flaw. It's a signal, a warning, a call. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're not doing what you were meant to. Your soul is starving, not for more money, not for more likes, for meaning, for direction, for alignment with the power you keep shrinking just to fit in. You've spent enough time shrinking. You've played the humble card so long, you forgot how to take up space. But success, greatness, fulfillment, they don't belong to those who whisper. They answer the ones who roar. You don't need permission to outgrow who you used to be. You don't need applause to start demanding more from yourself. You don't need proof to believe in the person you're becoming. All you need is one moment, one decision, one shift in identity so deep it shakes the ground beneath your old habit. That moment can be now, but it won't wait forever. Every day you delay is a vote for the life you say you don't want. Every moment you hesitate is a message to your potential. Not yet. And the truth is, you don't get to become legendary by acting like the world owes you anything. You become legendary when you realize you owe it to yourself to rise. So stop watching others build the life you were born to live. Stop envying those who refuse to wait. and stop negotiating with the part of you that's afraid to evolve. This is your edge, right here, right now. And only one question matters. Are you ready to cross it? Most people never cross that line. They stand at the edge for years, paralyzed by comfort, hypnotized by routine, hoping that change will come without risk, without pain, without loss. But evolution costs. It costs your excuses. It costs your distraction. It costs the version of you that's been getting in the way. And that's why so few ever step forward. Because becoming the person who attracts success means killing the one who repels it. That version who settles. That version who avoids. That version who knows exactly what to do, but chooses not to. Let it go. Because every time you tolerate weakness in yourself, you teach your mind that it's okay to abandon your future. Every time you give power to doubt, you reinforce the identity of someone who waits instead of creates. But you weren't born to wait. You were born to build. You were born to feel the fear and do it anyway. Born to walk through the fire and come out stronger. Born to rise without guarantees and still bet on yourself. And when you down, you finally choose growth over safety, discipline over impulse, truth over comfort, something unlocked, not outside. Inside, that unshakable energy, that focused fire, that clarity that makes distractions look like noise. You stop needing validation. You stop craving shortcuts. You start becoming magnetic, because aligned energy doesn't chase, it pulls. And the world can't look away from someone who owns themselves fully, not because of what they have, but because of who they are. That version of you, the one you've glimpsed but never lived, they're waiting, but they won't wait forever. So the question isn't, can you do this? It's, how much longer will you pretend you can't? There's a war happening inside you. One side is desperate to evolve, to break patterns, to rise. The other clings to what's familiar, because familiar feels safe, even when it's killing your potential. Every day you wake up, you choose a side, not with your work, with your actions. The alarm goes off. Do you rise with purpose, or do you hit snooze and surrender? The plan gets hard. Do you push through, or do you run back to comfort? Those choices matter, because success isn't some distant prize. It's a reflection of what you do when no one's watching. The life you want is built in silence, not in spotlight. When you say yes to discipline, when no one's clapping, when you show up strong, when no one's cheering, when you execute the plan after motivation fades, that's when the shift happens. That's when your identity starts to rewrite itself, not with hype, with proof, with evidence that says, this is who I am now. And the more you show up that way, the more unstoppable you become, because it's not the goal that transforms you. It's the process of becoming someone who refuses to quit. That process, it demands your old self. It demands your comfort, your laziness, your lies, and in exchange it gives you power. The kind of power that doesn't beg for opportunity, creates it. The kind that doesn't wait for success to knock it, kicks the door down, and owns the room. So if you're tired of wondering when it'll be your time, make it your time. If you're tired of watching others win, become the person who earns it, because the truth is brutal and beautiful. You don't get the life you dream of. You get the life you build, brick by brick, choice by choice, day by relentless day. And that building, it starts now. This is bigger than goals, bigger than money, bigger than the version of success the world told you. This is about becoming someone you respect when it's quiet, someone you believe in when everything feels uncertain, someone who no longer needs to prove anything because they live as proof. You're not here to exist. You're here to expand, to take up space with purpose, to walk like you've claimed your worth, to breathe like your presence matters, because it does. But nothing changes until you stop negotiating with weakness. You can't keep asking life to be great while you remain average in your habits. You can't expect clarity when you're drowning in chaos you created. And you can't lead a meaningful life while following the noise of everyone else. You have to choose alignment over approval. You have to want growth more than comfort. And you have to stop confusing busy with becoming. You don't need 100 steps. You need one. A full body. All in. No turning back decision to rise. You already know what it looks like. You already know what it costs. Now ask yourself, what's the cost of staying the same? Because regret is a slow death, and comfort is a beautiful coffin. But power? Power is born in the moment you say enough. Enough waiting. Enough hiding. Enough living like your potential is optional. It's not, and you know that. That's why your heart is racing right now. That's why your soul is leaning in. Because this isn't just a video. It's a mirror. And deep down, you see it the version of you who's been waiting to take over. So stop feeding the doubt. Starve the fear. And step into the identity that's already inside you, screaming to be unleashed. Become the person who attracts success. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs you fully activated, unapologetic, relentless, unstoppable. Right now, you're standing at the edge of everything you've ever wanted and everything you've ever feared. The choice is yours. Stay in the shadows of your comfort zone and watch life pass you by. Or step into the light where growth, power, and freedom await. No more hiding behind. Maybe next time. No more settling for mediocrity while you know greatness is in your reach. No more pretending you're waiting for the right moment when the truth is the moment is now.